One of the most requested boats I get on We Love Boating are Palm Beach. And Palm Beach are celebrating their 30th anniversary this week at the Sanctuary Cove International Boat Show. And they've invited me down to take you on board a beautiful example of a Palm Beach 65 Sedan. So let's do the tour. I think you're going to really enjoy this one. Here, let's step on to the swim deck. Now, Palm Beach motor yachts are really loved because of their very low profile, classic lines. They're just aesthetically very beautiful, beautiful boat. But they also have a few very clever design features. The first of those is that underneath this transom actually is a tender garage, and you just wouldn't think that there'd be a tender garage here, but in fact there is. And so we're not going to open it up because we're at the show and there's a lot of people moving around, but there is a tender garage there. I'll show you a picture of what that looks like in the video. And then integrated into the transom, we've got a really large top-loading cooling box. And then just to the left of this Australian flag, underneath here, I'll just show you, it's pretty heavy with the flag in. We've got an electric grill, so I don't want to bang that up against the hardtop. But that's for barbecuing there, and that's a lovely space to be, sitting at the end of your Palm Beach, enjoying something to grill. Through the transom door, we come into one of the, I think, the most aesthetically pleasing parts of any Palm Beach, which is the aft cockpit. It's fully protected under this soft top that you can see here, which is permanent, but I love that it's this kind of canvas material. And then we've got these lovely teak tables, beautifully embedded with the Palm Beach logo like that. And then if we spin around, you can see we've got this really nice little corner seating area like this for 2 or 3 people. That's lovely. And then we've also got an entertaining space here. There's a sink, there's an ice maker just there. They are 2 cooling drawers. And then here, you wouldn't be expecting to find, but you've got a wing station. So that's perfect. These boats typically aren't crewed, and so to have a wing station there, great line of sight up and down the boat is fantastic. The other thing that people admire about Palm Beach are the teak rail caps. These just look stunning, and I love the way that they follow the curvature of the boat. If I come here, you get to see how beautiful that looks like that. It's really stunning. I want to show you those beautiful low profile lines of this sedan. The 65s are available in a flybridge, excuse me, an extended flybridge, but the sedan especially really shows off the low, sleek, classic lines. And if I come all the way forward into the bow where this lovely anchor is, and if I spin around, you'll see what I'm talking about. Isn't that just lovely? Really low, really sleek, really classic line. All of the accommodation that you're about to see is sitting here, and that'd be a position, wouldn't it, to come up and take a position in the afternoon sun like it is now at the show, and just enjoy this beautiful boat. Lovely. So we'll keep moving back, and we'll take a look into the salon, because it's as equally beautiful. Right, we come up one step, And this is a beautiful area on any Palm Beach. The saloon area is just, there's a classic grace to it. It still feels contemporary. They never feel outdated, but there's an understated luxury with these boats that Palm Beach certainly know how to execute. This is particularly nice. A pair of two-seater lounges facing each other. What a great place to socialise. Just to the port side, we've got a really conveniently located cooling drawer. That's a good place to keep all your champagne. And then if we come forward, we've got a nice galley. The profile's kept low, even in the galley as well. All of the cooling drawers, all of the cooling and refrigeration is done by drawers as well. We can see we've got everything that you need. The electric cooktop, an oven, and also a dishwasher. So that's nicely connected, all low profile with the rest of the salon and next to the helm. I love the way that Palm Beach do these helm bench chairs. I just think they are particularly nice. It's a couple of steps up, and I'll just show you what we've got. We've got a pair of Garmin multi-function displays. The helm's over towards the starboard window. As I said, these are not crewed, so you want to be near a window. This one opens manually, so you can pop your head out and manoeuvre yourself in and out of any berth. Over that side where you need them is the joystick control, also the engine controls. The thrusters are just here, and everything really well laid out, quite simple but elegant. They know how to do it. They know how to do it just right. There's some opening roof sections just above the helm. So there's one there. If you're operating the boat and you want to get a little bit of breeze above your head, you can certainly do that. And then there's another one just above the galley. This one's had the blind pulled across for shade, but you can open that up like we've done with this big window section. So we get lovely cross ventilation. That's particularly nice. So we've seen the beautiful foredeck. We've seen everything in that cockpit area as well as the main deck salon. Let's drop down these 3 steps, or 2 steps in fact, into the lower deck, because there's a really interesting arrangement down here. The 2 main cabins are through here. The first of those is in the bow, and it's like this. You can see we're in the bow with the flared sides. A nice arrangement. There's a opening hatch directly above the bed, as well as storage around like this. There's also storage just down there, and there's a fuller length hanging locker ahead just like that. Some lovely Palm Beach branded materials for the show. That's very, very nice. The air conditioning down here is doing a beautiful job. It's very hot outside, but it's beautiful and cool in this cabin. The VIP has an ensuite head, which looks like this. That hatch above the shower pours a lot of natural light into here, and the floors are finished off in that same beautiful teak that we've seen elsewhere. And just behind the door into this ensuite, we've got the loo and a nice big mirror like that. Very nice. Now forward of the VIP, we find the owner's cabin, and it's really interesting the way that Palm Beach build their owners. They obviously run down the length of the boat rather than across the beam. And by doing that, you do create an extra large living space for owners. We've got cabinetry to either side of the bed. And then we've got a door that slides open and closed into the owner's ensuite. And it feels particularly large in here, aided I think by that hatch that pours in a lot of light into here, and the use of all of that glass of course gives you an uninterrupted line of sight through into the shower. Nicely finished of course, like you see every part of a Palm Beach boat. So that looks like that. Big television mounted on the wall. And then if we step around the bed, there's a big walk-in dressing area. And I reckon if you asked Palm Beach, you could probably get a full-length dressing mirror just there as well. So that's particularly nice. And if I come back into the corner, you get to see the full owner's cabin. Like that. There you go. And then the third of the cabins is just ahead of us here. It has access to what essentially is the boat's day head, which is just at the bottom of those stairs in the companionway. That looks like this. It's particularly nice. There's also laundry facilities there, side by side, Miele washer dryer. And then the third area you could put some guests are down here. I reckon younger guests would love a cabin like this, serviced by air conditioning. It's a real little cubby hole down here. This would be a lot of fun. Or if you had an older guest, you would be comfortable down here for a night or two, that's for sure. But younger guests I think would find this particularly fun. It's a double size, so that's a double size mattress, so plenty of room to stretch out, and tucked away underneath the galley, I believe. So we'll move back out of here. The last place to show you is the engine room and the tender garage, and I'm going to come back up onto the main deck and we'll duck down and show you those areas. Alright, we'll duck down. There's a few different options that owners can have with their engines. It comes standard with a pair of Volvo Penta IPS 1200s. They're the 900 horsepower versions. There's also a 1000 horsepower version on IPS, and you can also get a 1000 horsepower D13 shaft drive engine if you choose to have that. But you can see the low profile is is kind of obvious when you come down into the engine room how that is achieved. We've got the generators just in front of us there in the centre. You can see right in front of me there we've got the fire extinguisher system, and then you can see the exhaust heading back out, and then behind me you can't see it, but this is where that tender lives. It lives behind this bulkhead here, which runs under the length of the cockpit, which is just there, as you can see. So it's a real surprise to see that you've got a nice tender garage in such a low profile, such a beautiful boat. I'm going to duck out of here. I think I'll take a seat up on this beautiful aft cockpit and we'll finish this tour. There you go, a beautiful example of a Palm Beach 65 sedan. I'm really pleased we were able to bring you on a tour of this one during Palm Beach's 30-year anniversary. They've had a great time this week, and they certainly are still making some absolutely stunning boats. I hope you enjoyed this one. Share it and comment, and like it and subscribe if you haven't already. But I'll see you next week on another video. Bye for now.